Before we get into today's video, which I am very excited about, I wanted to let you know for anybody who happens to be interested that my second U2's figure, it's a little figure of me made by a company called U2's, is out right now. This is what I wore to my boxing match. The only difference with this model that I have is the lip color is slightly different than the public version. I felt like it was too dark on here. And as somebody who's been a collector their whole life, I cannot tell you how cool it is to have one of these. This is actually my second one now. But yeah, it's available right now. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can check it out. If you want to get one, proceeds are going to AAFA National, which is an asthma research foundation. Sales stop on March 22nd, but last time I think we sold out in like 4 days. They will never be re-released. So if you happen to want to get one, support a good cause, have this cool friend hanging out with you that my AI is blurring. Genuinely, what an unbelievably cool thing to have. It's like impossible for me to fathom why anyone would want one, to be perfectly honest. But if you do, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Today, we are talking about scammers. Actually, mostly like kind of sexy scammers or sexy scams, but it's by coincidence. They're just the most interesting. And I was inspired to make this video because I feel like there's been a rise in this. I don't know if it's just me or if some of you have been noticing the like deeply concerning increase in scams that relate to things like AI, which is not actually what we're talking about today, but worth mentioning. There's an app that advertises itself as being able to remove the clothing from women with AI, and they've been advertising by using a picture of a 16-year-old Jenna Ortega. Is that even technically a scam? I mean, it's certainly not actually giving you those naked women, but whatever it is, it's really gross and comes right after, obviously, the viral Willy Wonka thing, which, wow, I love so much. Gonna recap this super quick before we jump into some of the more interesting ones here, specific to like OnlyFans girls. There's some of them specific to dating app girls, like really interesting stuff that I just wanted to share. But first, the Willy Wonka scam, just to catch you up in case you missed it somehow. This is one of my favorite things to happen on the internet in a minute. This is from time.com and it says, how a Willy Wonka event in the UK ended in calls to police and demands for refunds. So this was an event in Glasgow, in case you missed it. Sorry for my American stats. Glasgow? I'm trying to hit up Glasgow in Scotland. That's how you all sound. And this beautiful event, advertised perfectly. It was called Willy's Chocolate Experience, which I'm not a fan of that name anyway. This is the original website from this event that shows, you know, the kind of images that they were using to explain what this event was. Dive into the whimsical of Willy's Chocolate Experience. I can't, if I could do a Scottish accent, I would. I can do Irish. Is that acceptable? I've just made a whole country mad. Dive into the whimsical of Willy's Chocolate Experience, a place where chocolate dreams become reality. Book your adventure now and embark on a journey filled with wondrous creations and enchanting surprises at every turn. Which, like, if I try to do Scottish, it's just that, but kind of madder. Yeah, the Enchanted Garden. Are you ready? Your journey begins. No, I'm not going to subject any of you to that. Okay, so here's a picture of the Enchanted Garden. Your journey begins in an enchanted garden with giant sweets. Excellent double space choice there. Nice. Vibrant blooms, mysterious looking sculptures, and magical surprises that add an extra layer of wonder to your chocolatey experience. Sick double space, bro. Keep me on my toes. Navigate through peculiar but enchanting garden, collecting delicious beans of all colors, shapes, and double space sizes. Double space. Who knows? Perhaps you might be able to grow your very own enchanting garden. You could not, dear reader, grow your very own enchanting garden. And enchurining? Is that a word? Enchurining. I don't think that's a word. Enchurining. So then this is what it actually looked like. Again, in case you somehow missed this particular story that I'm running through very quickly, that is just so goddamn funny. But this is my favorite part. One video showed a figure dressed in black with a silver mask emerging from behind one of the mirrors with kids starting to cry. And this is apparently a made-up villain, especially for the event called The Unknown.
What is that? It's the unknown.
What? Why? Why? And apparently the director of the event, or the director of the company, said technical issues were to blame for the event's shortcomings. Technical issues?
What is that? It's the unknown.
I don't know about that, Chief. The kid's crying at the end. It's so funny. We're going to move on from this. You get it. You get the idea. Let's get into sexy scams. I kind of knew about this already, but now I have more context on it. Look at me explaining how learning things works to you. So basically, there are these things called, I think they call them texters or messages. Let me find the actual name. Okay, sorry, they're called OnlyFans typers. Basically what happens is like you pay for somebody on OnlyFans, and I don't know a ton about the infrastructure of that website, but you pay money, you get access to a certain amount of posts, videos, whatever. You pay extra money, I think, depending on the setup of the individual, I assume, and you are able to message them. The trick is the OnlyFans model is not the actual person you are messaging. You are messaging somebody who is called an OF typer. Now, I can confirm that this has happened because a very weird part of just being a woman on the internet, like I think this is crazy. What I'm about to tell you is so nuts to me. I basically perpetually have people try to, it's like sex trade me. Like it's nuts. So I get emails or messages all the time from people trying to convince me to get on OnlyFans and saying they will manage my OnlyFans and telling me how much money I can make. In more than one occasion, I've had these companies go to women that I am friends with who are on a Passes or an OnlyFans, make them message me and be like, hey, you'd make a lot of money from this. I'm assuming that if I were to sign up, that they would get like some kind of bonus. Like literally girls I know will message me and be like, hey babe, just wanted to pass forward this business op. Sorry, it's awkward. Like this happened 2 weeks ago. And it's just why I understand that OnlyFans is not only porn, but it's also just, it seems so bold to me that we're in an era where it's okay for companies and other people in the public space to just be like, do you want to get your tits out for money? You can make so much money, dude. And I say that as somebody who's like completely in support of people doing OnlyFans if they want. Here's an example of one of these conversations. Message says, hey, Alana, would you be open to hop on a call to see if it makes sense to work with my company? I told my team to reach out before, but I want to make sure we get you on board. And I said, hey, no, but thanks for asking. They said, oh, okay, just to be clear, no nudity is even allowed, so it's different than associating with something like OnlyFans. And I said, not my concern. I don't have time to make even more content, and I'm really happy with the stuff that I'm already making. They said, you're absolutely right. That's why we would make sure to do all of the work for you. If you're free tomorrow, I would love to show you how we can make you 5 to 6 figures a month without even needing to send a message. And I said, and if you did everything for me, that would be scamming my audience. Just not my thing, but thanks. Because that is like what so many of these websites are doing. It's like selling you the idea that you're having intimacy with an individual content creator and you aren't even talking to them. So let me show you this clip that like kind of went viral this week that pertains to this exact topic, where basically the girls on OnlyFans have other people writing the messages for them. They aren't even the ones writing the messages. They charge you to message them and they aren't even writing the messages. It seems nuts to me that this is legal. Like, I get it. I don't know how they would have time to do that. It makes a ton of sense, but it's fake. Like, is this not something that could get audited? Like, I don't know. So this video was shared on Asmongold's subreddit and it's called OF Typers Make Sense or Mayo. So listen to this.
Work under OnlyFans, correct?
I don't work for OnlyFans. I work for a OnlyFans agency.
Sam, you were living the dream. You just have to dirty talk men.
Huh?
That's literally, she's a typer. She pretends that she's another woman and speaks to men.
And apparently the people who make the most money doing this and are the most successful are other men. So most of the time, if you are speaking to an OnlyFans model, even if you paid her and she's very popular, I imagine for the smaller ones, this is not the case. You are actually talking to another man who is dirty talking you because they know what to say to other men. Isn't that crazy?
If you ever message an OnlyFans account, like a big creator, they're not messaging you back. It's a typer.
What are you talking about? Amaranth always responds to my DMs.
That's not Amaranth.
And there's this other part of this where she goes on to say that people who call them out for it will just straight up get blocked.
You'll get blocked.
Like if you address it,
Wait,
they'll
is that
just
actually
block
what they do?
you.
When people suspect that it's not us, the creators have uploaded MP3 files to their account. And it'll be like, what do you mean this isn't me? It is me. And it like sells.
So there's like a bank of MP3 files that the typers pull from. They'll just send it to the user whenever the person stops thinking it's real. Like, this is a scam. It's scamming.
Tells it that it really is them and we'll
Oh
send
my
that to
god,
them.
that is genius.
Isn't that nuts? There is also definitely like a subset of OnlyFans women who are entirely fabricated, like just actual AI women. There are Instagram accounts now that you may have seen that have millions of followers that are just AI women. This is also happening on OnlyFans. And one of these, like I hesitate to call anybody out for something like this because I think this is based on a real person, but it's so extreme and I don't even really know how I came across this, that it's like nuts to me that people fall for it. You may have heard of Ines Helene is her name. She had some like, it was some name that people called her by, like the Swedish unicorn or something, basically because she's got like a huge butt, as unicorns do. She has 1.3 million followers, but all of her photos are so photoshopped that I kind of feel like this isn't a real person. Or at the very least, she's like she doesn't look anything like any of these pictures lead her to look like. Like, an extra strange part about all of this is, despite these millions of followers, and she had that many followers like before most people did, like back in 2010 YouTube, when you had 1 million followers, you were like huge, and now that's like nothing. She was like internet famous forever ago, but has never been seen at any event. No fashion label, no movie opening, no photos with other people, no tagged photos. And she has, again, millions of followers and a semi-successful OnlyFans. But she's never even done like a video podcast. Like, I think she might be dead or something. Okay, let me show you some images of this woman who, again, is making money on OnlyFans, but is seemingly not even real. And it's so wild if you look at the replies to any of these pictures, that like none of the dudes who are eating it up ever question it. Like, it's so weird that everyone's just like, yeah, this is a hot photo, babe. Her head is facing the wrong way. Her head is on backwards. This is not connected at all. Like, look at it. Here's a photo that I found of her face. What happened here? What's going on here? Again, full of likes. People love it. How does that even happen with like Photoshop? Is it AI? Like, who knows? This is from the same picture. This is just like a completely painted arm. She's holding a cat and there's like a glow on the end of the cat. Like, what? This all is fake. Is the cat even real? I don't, what? This is clearly not a real human. I don't know what's happened to this eye. Mouths don't tend to look like that. Like, a successful OnlyFans, millions of followers. And this one, again, you can kind of get, why people aren't paying attention. She's just missing an entire arm. What happened to her leg here? What happened there? It just got cut off somehow? How did that happen? There were a bunch of other OnlyFans girls who were like, whoa, that's literally just a picture of me that this woman has photoshopped her face onto. But apparently she like recently seems to have been pronounced dead. Like, I don't think this is a separate video for me to dig into, but it's like, did this woman ever exist? I don't think that she was complete AI, but like so photoshopped that she looks different in every photo. None of it makes any sense. And I kind of wonder if the like, oh, found dead thing that like there aren't a ton of sources for, could be real, might not be real, was just a way for her to like get out of the public eye and stop the lie. Like, it went too far. I'm sure she made a ton of money on OnlyFans and then just like pieced out. So then the last one that I was going to talk about today, which is pretty different. This went kind of viral. I mean, it has 3.2 million views back in November of last year. This is so nuts. This woman, just to give you the context to start with, made $20,000 doing this in about a week, or so we think. So the post goes, "Hello, Twitter peeps. My friend Elizabeth is looking for an unvaxxed sperm donor. Her requirements are blue-eyed, white, 5'11" or taller, STD-free, no Jewish or African ancestry, follows a healthy meat-focused diet. Must be natural insemination. She will not do IVF. DM me." It's a very specific call here, for sure. She then posted a follow-up. This says, "Hello again, Twitter peeps. Okay, her details are German/Swedish ancestry, 2 body count, celibate, past 2.5 years, 23 years old, unvaxxed, meat-focused diet, supplements D3 and K2, will have supportive grandmother and younger brother. The insemination must be natural in person in Eastern USA. She is not looking for a husband/boyfriend. She will remain celibate after this. Your schedule must be free to accommodate her ovulation cycle. She will give you as much notice as possible. She's decided not to go through with the upfront fee, so no need to worry about that. She is asking that you remain in touch for future re-inseminations, as she is looking to have 3 children over the next 5 years. As you can see, she's incredibly beautiful, pure-blooded European, intelligent, and has a childbearing body. Your offspring will be raised extremely well. Please DM me your application. I will be in touch for further details. If she deems you disqualified, thank you." And the pictures have been removed, but I managed to find a screenshot of how this woman supposedly looks. So basically the scam here is certain demographics of men are just being asked to go regularly have sex with this 23-year-old Swedish girl. Well, American, Swedish, German ancestry, whatever. So then there are a bunch of replies to this original post that Stella here got. And even if this seems suspicious to me and that I don't really buy it, apparently a lot of men didn't really occur to them. It didn't really occur to them. They just said, she wants me to put what where? Excuse me? But I've seen stranger things happen on the internet. No, Alana, that's a Netflix show. So Stella gets a bunch of DMs. Like, this is a scroll of how many DMs she got. It's 2 minutes long and it's so many DMs. Like, tons of them. She goes on to say, I would like to say thank you to all the sperm donor candidate applications. I'm overwhelmed with the amount of support and Lizzie is incredibly happy. In fact, we've already found our suitor and he's booked his flight to Vermont. More of my friends have expressed their interest in natural insemination, so we may in the future have more posts coming your way. Stay tuned all. And look, in this video, to be clear, she did also go out of her way to highlight some of these dudes, and like click on their profiles and basically completely out them, including this guy who apparently has 3 kids. And why does he say that? It's really low quality, but I'm not going to say that out loud. I was going to read it out loud to tell you what it says in case you can't see it, but I'm not going to do that. If you can't see it, it's bad. Okay, it's a bad thing to say, except for the taxes part, but that's as an aside. And as you can see from this as well, obviously loads of dudes who didn't fit the description applied, because why wouldn't they? But after this is where the scam actually comes in. Like, is it pretty obvious from this point that this is a scam? Yes. But how did she make money? So, allegedly the scam. I can't prove if this did or did not happen, so I'm saying allegedly. Like, it could just be an elaborate troll because it's funny to then share all of these DMs to this person. But allegedly, she would then message them and say, hey, she has chosen you. My friend Lizzie has chosen you to be her bull. But first, I need you to take a DNA test so I can confirm your ancestry to make sure that you aren't lying. So she will then send them a link to 23andMe, which has a referral service. If you're unfamiliar, 23andMe is literally an ancestry website. It tells you where your DNA is from. Gives you a list of countries. It used to be one of my favorite pastimes was to watch American YouTubers see their 23andMe and go, European? Where did you think you came from? It's so weird. Like, you'd honestly, there were so many of them. They'd be like, oh my God, I'm English? Literally, what the fuck did you think you were? Where else could you have come from other than Europe? But yes, they have a referral program for 23andMe, where if you manage to get a friend to sign up, you can receive an Amazon gift card valued up to $20. Your friends will receive a discount on the purchase. The reward program is run through Xdoll, an authorized third-party vendor of 23andMe. And this applies to every person that you refer. They just have to be at least 18, a legal resident of the United States. You sign up to the website, become an advocate, as they call it, generate a referral link, and then you send it to the thousands of people who reply to your insane Twitter post because they thought that they were going to get to impregnate some 23-year-old. So it just ends up with like all of these posts that have millions and millions of views. She showed that she's gotten tons and tons and tons of DMs. She then just sends this link to, and they are able to sign up. She gets $20 for every single one of them that does. Which, okay, is it a scam? Yes. But it's okay. Is it unethical? Also, yes. It's kind of okay because the only person really getting scammed is 23andMe. Like, the dude signing up, unless they have to pay something, I actually don't know how that works. I guess they must for 23andMe. They get the fun experience of seeing their ancestry. And if some of them were already signed up, they don't have to do it again. It's already there. I doubt she made $20,000. That's just the number that's being thrown around. But if people are willing to spend like their entire life savings on OnlyFans, I can't see why the same people wouldn't be willing to spend the time required to do a 23andMe test kit. I do not think there is a shortage of people who would be willing to go through that effort. I don't know. How many people do you think fell for this? It sure is something.